All right, email newsletters. So why is it so important? Listen, if you want to build a wildly profitable membership site that brings you tremendous success without declining subscriptions and people canceling all the time, then you need to build your business on a solid sales and marketing foundation, and that is your email newsletter. Okay, it's the foundational part of your sales and marketing machine. And when done correctly, you can enjoy the following results: higher click-through rates, higher unique clicks, increased deliverability, better domain reputation. You can warm up new leads. It can even be used as a standalone business model. For example, one of the experts I studied has 75% of his multi-million-dollar business revenue comes just from his newsletter. And then you can even sell your newsletter if you want to. Some newsletters have sold for crazy money. Look at this, $500 million, almost $250 million. Obviously these are big results, but even for 1,000 email subscribers, the average exit value can be between $10 to $40 per subscriber, depending on how niche specific your industry is. So if you've got 1,000 email subscribers, you'll get $30,000 possibly for selling it, right? Just for 1,000 email subscribers. So it's worth putting the time into building your newsletter, because it increases the value of your business. Direct reach and personalization, controlled distribution. So, you're not at the mercy of the social media platforms. You get to send your content to all of your subscribers, not just 3% of them, which is what happens on social media. You might have 100,000 followers, but there ain't 100,000 people seeing them posts. Okay, and on. I'll let you read this. And key points to keep in mind on what a newsletter is: it's permission based, right? So people have to opt in voluntarily. Obviously it helps you keep in contact with them on an ongoing basis. So if they're not ready to buy at that moment, you're staying in touch until the moment they are ready. You can create the content yourself, or you can curate the content. This is the key. Some newsletters are literally like Tim Ferriss. He has millions of subscribers. If you don't know him, he does 5 Bullet Friday. He's been doing it for a while. And it's literally a once a week email newsletter with 5 bullet points in it. He's like, hey, welcome to this week's edition. Bullet 1, bullet 2, and they're just things that he's read, listened to, watched, heard, smelled, or thought about that week. That he basically just like goes through his week, living his life, and then he just curates things that he's seen, like a YouTube video or a song he's listened to that week, or a poem he read, or something that's on his mind, like a philosophical thought. That's it, right? And then obviously companies pay him to promote things as well. So they have a consistent feel and format and schedule, so people get trained on it and they get to look forward to it. And especially when it's high quality, they really look forward to it. It can have all kinds of multimedia formats in it, and you can monetize them. All right, so I'll let you read all this document yourself, but just in case you're wondering what is a newsletter and what kind of types of newsletters you can do if you haven't got one already, is like, what is it? What's it about? Well, it can be about you, or it can be about the industry, right? So I recommend you do number 1, which would mean you would center it around you, which means you would be the face of the newsletter, and you would talk about you, and you would share stories from your life, but it's all written with you as the face of the newsletter. Okay, if you don't want to do that, you can do like a kind of faceless newsletter where you basically have the same values and principles that you believe in, but you don't necessarily name yourself in it and put yourself out there. All right. And then an industry specific one is obviously like a newsletter or a magazine, right? It's like I used to read a drum magazine called Rhythm Magazine, and it used to have interviews of drummers and gear reviews and the occasional tips and lessons and concerts and music reviews and album releases, and it was everything all drumming related, and it was just called Rhythm Magazine. So it wasn't necessarily a brand, although the rhythm was the brand. It was an industry newsletter, so I was reading everything about the industry, okay? And it's more neutral. It had multiple editors. I think you get the picture, okay? So we're going to focus on number 1. So here we go. How do we do this? How do we actually start the newsletter? Well, you want to define your niche. You want to go very narrow, okay? You want to pick a specific field within the field you're in. So for example, mine is weekly news and tips about growing an online membership business in the AI revolution. So it's a marketing email newsletter, but it's specifically for online membership businesses, and it's specifically for online memberships who are curious about AI or want to find a way to integrate AI to help them market and grow their membership. Okay, once you've decided that, so I hope you get the point there. You don't just want to do, like, if you've got a drumming membership, you don't want your newsletter to just be drumming. You want to make it, you want it to give it a bit of a theme. Like client of mine, Jared, he's doing weekly inspiration, and he's featuring a drummer each week. He started doing. I'm not sure if that's his plan going forward or if it's just a phase he's going through, but it could become the theme of his newsletter. I'm coaching him on that at the moment, so let's do that, Jared. Right, make it the theme of your newsletter, and then you can also have a secondary newsletter if you want. I'm talking to everybody again here. You don't just have to have one theme, one newsletter. You can have multiple, right? I know I might be overwhelming you a little bit here, but so let's stick to one, because we're usually small operations, we're usually small business operations here, and we haven't got the bandwidth to create multiple newsletters. But just so you know the power of this strategy, you could have a featured drummer newsletter where you just once a week you send a newsletter about a drummer you've highlighted and a key takeaway from their style, and then you share it with your audience. And you could also have a gear review newsletter where you just review gear, right? And they're both your newsletters, and they both get sent to the people, and then they would both ultimately promote your membership, but you're going to get different segments of your audience engaged in different newsletters, right? And they're both going to be getting a lot of value from these newsletters, and then you can sell one of them if you want to, and you can still have the other one, right? Makes sense? So that's why you're going to want to name it and brand it, okay? You're going to want to choose your colors and your fonts, and you're going to want to have a header or logo. I'll just quickly show you some examples. This is the Daily Stoic. It's just a big banner with the name and a slogan, okay, and the logo on the left. These ones I cut them off. Ticker Talk is just the logo and the name there, all right. Newsette has a big orange background with their logo stamped on it. This is the Tonic, and it has their logo and their slogan, Daily Habit for Doers. And then you've got Contrarian Thinking, okay. So you're gonna have like you're gonna create like a banner or a logo that you put at the top of every newsletter, okay. That's in the branding of it. And then the next step is to create the domain or subdomain. So you can have the name of your newsletter.com, or you can have newsletter.yourmainwebsite.com. Then you want to pick the tools. You can use any of the tools from the resources below. You can search for newsletter tools, or you can use what you've already got. So if you've got MailChimp or ConvertKit or MailerLite or whatever, you can just use that tool. And if you've got a funnel builder or Wix or WordPress, you can just use that as well. All right, so don't get too hung up on the tools. Just know that if you want to go serious on this, I would recommend you looking into Beehive. Okay, it's a powerful tool. I'm going to test it out myself, so I'll bring you the results soon. But it's a powerful tool that has a lot of options for growth and synchronizing content. Okay, so just use what you've got for now if you want to keep it simple, and then you want to get started. So you've already decided the actual focus of the newsletter, you've branded it, you've got the domain set up, you've got your tools ready, and you're ready to go. So you're going to build the landing page. Here's a couple of examples. So it's just a logo, a headline, and a description with an opt-in box and a cool image. Same here, logo, headline, description, opt-in box, cool image. This one's a little bit more advanced strategy, where it's logo, headline, description, opt-in box, cool image, and then these are links to book with you, to buy from you. Okay, so if you've got, he's got two offers here, a low price offer and a high price offer, okay, and then recent posts. So if your tool allows you to automatically publish your newsletter and send it to your email list, and then also automatically publish it to your blog, right, that's what Beehive does. I think Kajabi can do it too. Then you might want to look into that as an option as well. And this advanced strategy is cool because obviously you get a little bit of SEO lift, and anyone who comes here to sign up can then scroll down and decide, oh, I'm not sure, but they can click on this and they can go through to the post and they can read it, and obviously they can opt in, and if they like what they see at the end, there's a he's got a little comment thing and a link to his offer. Okay, and the same for this one. You've got, sorry, one sec. You've got a logo, headline, description, opt-in, and a cool image. Okay, and then these are also, it looks like a blog, but they're just each newsletter that he writes gets immediately published also to his website. Okay, so that's a slightly more advanced strategy if you want to look into doing that with the tools you have. And then you want to build the funnel. So once you've opted into these newsletters, what happens next? Okay, some tools let you sell affiliate products or your own products, or recommend other newsletters. Okay, so I'll show you what that looks like. So contrarian thinking, you opt in and you get immediately sent to the welcome page, the thank you page, the welcome page, and then there's a questionnaire. If you fill this out, depending on what answer you give, it sends you to a different offer. That's quite an advanced strategy. And then they also have this, you may also like. So this is a recommendation. So if I put my email address in here and also opt in for this newsletter, then contrarian thinking are going to get probably $1 or something, a small fee. So it's like a referral thing. Some tools do that. Sparkloop does it. Beehive does it. The Pondra has this also recommended newsletter thing. This is built into Beehive or Substack, and you basically opt in, and then it says thank you for subscribing, and then it says we also recommend the following newsletters, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more newsletters. I can select the ones I want, or I can select all and click continue, and it's like a one-click subscription. So I would also get subscribed to all of these newsletters, and I got subscribed to, let's say, Agent AI, for example, gets a subscriber when I subscribe to the Ponderer, right? So this means that if you use one of these tools, when somebody subscribes to a similar newsletter, your newsletter will be recommended on the thank you page, and there's a chance that they will opt in. So you're going to get free subscribers for doing nothing. I'm testing this out with a client at the moment using the Beehive tool. I'll give you my results, but it's working well from what I can see. This one is the same. The Daily Stoic then also recommends these. Okay. Newsette just has a timer that says quick, go and check your inbox. You're in. Go and get your first email. Kind of like a bit of a hypey thing. Ticker Talk sends you through a series of different offers. That's an offer, that's an offer, that's an offer. Okay, so that was kind of, I didn't really like that one, but this is the 75, this is the guy who I said in the intro who has a multi-million-dollar business, and he gets 75% of his revenue from his newsletter. So a big part of that is through anyone who subscribes. Like, some of them are buying these offers. Okay, so we're going in the rabbit hole a little bit. Let's zoom out. You've started your newsletter. Okay, you've defined the niche, who you're going to serve, and what it's going to be about. Basically, what's the topic of it. You've branded it out. You've got your domain bought or set up. You've got your tools ready. Now you've just built your landing page, which is going to have a, one second. It's going to have a logo, headline, description, an opt-in box, and a cool image. The cool image is optional. You can just show it on desktop, or you can show it on both if it works well on mobile. Right, so you've got the landing page set up, and then you've built the funnel. So you've decided what happens after they opt in. Are you literally just sending them to a thank you page and that's it? Are you going to make them an offer on the thank you page? Are you going to ask them to subscribe to your YouTube channel? Thanks for joining the newsletter. Go and follow us on YouTube. You'll get your first email soon. You've got a couple of options, so you want to decide on what you do there. And then there's just a bonus here for split testing headlines on the landing page. Right, you can have 2 versions of your landing page with different headlines. Okay, this is as bonus points if you do that. You should always be testing, finding out what converts better. One newsletter opt-in page might do better than the other just because of the headline you used. All right, and then once you've done that, you want to write the confirmation email. There's examples below. And then decide on your publishing schedule. Are you going to do once a week, for example, on a Thursday? Are you going to do 3 times a week, for example? These 3 days, are you going to do every day? Okay. Then you want to create your writer, your AI writer. This is a way to make the AI write in a way that is in the tone and style you want. So there's steps below where I show you how to do that. If you want to take this extra step, I've created all of the prompts here for you to go through. You paste in these prompts and you follow this, and you'll train the AI to speak in a way that you like. Okay, this is an optional step. You can just write a newsletter yourself, but if you create an AI newsletter writer for you, a ghostwriter, then you can copy and paste articles in and ask him to write it in your style. Rewrite this article in my style. Okay, so I created Nick GPT, and he's based on me. I designed him to be like me and to talk like me, and I take you through the steps here on how to build your own. Okay, and then finally you want to write a welcome sequence. I recommend you do 5 to 6 day series that includes your origin story and valuable resources. Okay, so they're going to opt in, they're going to get a confirmation email which is strategically written to make sure that they reply and open it. So inside the confirmation email, it will tell them, thanks for joining, just to confirm your subscription, please reply yes. Make sure this email's in your inbox. Okay, that just helps with deliverability. Then the next day they're going to get welcome sequence 1, and just one a day for 5 or 6 days. And each day give away a free resource or a free tool or a free download or like recommend one of your favorite videos that you love on YouTube, or an interview that you heard that you think they might find valuable. You don't have to overthink this, but the goal here is that they get these emails, they start opening them, and they're already getting tons of value, because on the 5th and 6th email you're going to ask them to join your membership. All right, in a subtle way, and they're also still going to get the newsletter, by the way. So that takes a little bit of time, but once you've written them, you just automate it to be sent out every day, and you track the results to make sure that people are opening them. So if they're not opening them, change the subject line, and then you track to see if people are clicking on the on your membership and joining. Okay, that's it. And then I won't go on too much about all the rest of the stuff here, you know, but these are the steps to grow it and market it. Okay, so once you've got your newsletter started and set up, you're going to put an opt-in box at the top of your homepage. I'll show you what that looks like. 1 second, it's gone really dark here. So this is one of my clients. His pop-up just came when I went to restart the recording. So you'll have a pop-up as well, and then this is his website homepage, and he's got the newsletter opt-in. Look, the logo, headline, description, opt-in box, cool image. All right, and then you scroll down and it's his website. Okay, hey, you know, here's all blah blah blah, and then you're also going to put a link to the landing page on your website's menu bar, navigation bar. Okay, and he's using Kajabi, and I believe Kajabi has that strategy where you can also publish the latest newsletters as blog posts. Okay, so to grow the newsletter, you put the opt-in box at the top of the homepage. We just did that. You put the link to the landing page, and you put a pop-up box. We just did that. Then of course you share your links across all your social bios, and then create a social media post announcing it. Hey, I've just started this newsletter where I help online membership site owners grow their membership business with AI. If you want to join, totally free, here, you know, comment below newsletter, I'll send you the link. All right, and then also create a story slide funnel. I'll show you a quick example of that. So it's a story, and that's like you create 4 or 5 posts that becomes a slideshow, and you highlight them on your Instagram profile. Okay, and then you've built your newsletter, you've started it, and now you've launched it, and it's all set up for growth. You've got your links everywhere, and then basically you just start marketing it. You know, if you did decide to use Substack or Beehive, they have growth tools built in, so you can start using them. You can run some ads, a very simple ad that just says, I'll show you an example. Not the best example. He just made a, oh, there you go, it's just a reel of the slideshow. I'll show you another one. Here, as horrible as it looks, this is the kind of ad I recommend you do. So you would literally just call out who it's for, you would say the main benefit, and then you would give them the call to action here. And the goal of this is, and you just target a really broad audience and put the budget really small and just leave it running. And you can even have a lead magnet to increase conversions for this strategy. So this is a blatant ad, isn't it? When you're scrolling through social media, see this, you're like, that is blatantly an ad. And then you would only click on this if you were interested. You know, it's so revolting if you're not interested, right? That's why this strategy works. So you just make a very simple image like this and run it to a very broad audience, right, with a small budget, and you'll start to get some subscribers, and the algorithm will start to learn the kind of people that are clicking on it, and your costs will go down. You can do sweepstakes or incentivizing referrals. So you can say, if you refer 3 friends, I'll give you this free gift. All right, you need to use a tool to track the referrals and to automatically deliver the free gift. But that's a really nice strategy. Or if you don't have a free gift, you can just put all of the people who referred that newsletter or that month into a prize draw and just give them something. Of course, you can do a lead magnet. You can promote the lead magnet on your social media. And also on the ads strategy I just showed you, you can do partnerships where you can put your newsletter inside of another person's newsletter and pay them for that, or you can do a share for share, or you can even do a partnership on social media where you promote your newsletter on their social media channel. And then of course you can have the call to action of your usual organic content strategy. Now the call to action can occasionally be, by the way, do you want to join our free newsletter? Okay, comment the word newsletter for the, or the strategy of when you write your weekly newsletter, you can do a snippet of it or a summary or a highlight of it, and you can share that on social media and say, for the full newsletter and for the full article, subscribe to my newsletter, right? So it's like a teaser. It's like a trailer for the full movie, if you like. So there's ways to monetize your newsletters, okay, by promoting other people's offers, promoting your own offers. When people opt in, you can make them offers, and then you can also get paid by companies to run ads inside of a newsletter. Okay, so if you think about it, you've probably seen newsletters, you'll probably subscribe to some newsletters, and there's sponsored articles in there. And it's cool because it doesn't feel like an ad, because it's not a big flashing like guy like Coca-Cola's logo in the middle of your newsletter, and some like that McDonald's advert just came to my mind, where they're like, where they do this with the eyebrows, you know, and it's like it's not like that. And video playing in the middle, like on YouTube or on social media, when you're scrolling through and there's a big ad flashing in your face, and you're like, no, I'm looking on someone's feed. What are you doing here? No, inside of a newsletter, it's usually text. It's written. It looks like an article, and it's like it's a little summary that when you read it, it just feels natural inside of the newsletter. So it doesn't. People don't mind seeing ads in newsletters. All right. So there's ways on how to help you write it here and how to structure it. You're probably going to want to have a template. Actually, this is important. I recommend you choose your author. Okay, so are you going to write it, or are you going to have your ghostwriter write it, your AI? All right, and then, you know, is it going to be a one long form copy, or are you going to do multiple copies? Okay, so you're going to do one long article each week, or you're going to do 3 or 4 shorter things. All right, and then here's the template. So you'll have the logo at the top, and then an intro. And then you're going to want to do a trivia question. It's optional, but I recommend it. So you would ask a question, and then you would say the answers at the bottom. This helps because people see the question, like, oh, what's the answer? And then they'll scroll down to the bottom. And the email providers like Gmail and Yahoo and all of that, they know if your email, if their users are opening the emails and how long they're spending on the emails, and if they scroll down the emails, okay? So even though we don't find that as the sender, our deliverability and reputation goes higher when people scroll to the bottom of our emails. All right, and then you'll have a big headline. Each email has each weekly newsletter has a title, right? You can put a video in there if you want, and then you have the main segment. Is your main segment going to be a full article or 3 mini articles? Okay, then you have something else of value, you know, like links to stuff you love. There can be affiliate links if you want, some lifelong learning. So this can be a link to a webinar or an educational pitch. So this is a way that you can promote inside of your email newsletter without it feeling like a promotion. So you can say, hey, I just released a, so let's say you're doing a webinar, you know, or you've got a VSL funnel, like a funnel with a video at the top of the funnel to join your membership, and the video is an educational based pitch. You can do a snippet of that inside of the newsletter to get people to go to the page, or you can include a meme, a joke, a quote, a relatable picture or a GIF, things like that. Okay, these are like delighters, what I like to call little delighters, where they're just trashy, very easy. But they still get a little bit of, oh, cool, yeah, I know that, or the laugh, or the feel-good factors, right? Then obviously have your answer, sign off, and then in the PS, this is where you do a kind of blatant pitch to your membership. You say, by the way, you know, thanks for reading. If you want massive benefit without massive struggle, go join my membership, okay? Then your footer will automatically be populated with the unsubscribe links and your address and your email, etc., okay? And just keep this in mind, the goal of your newsletter, can they read it in 3 thumb swipes? Like 90% of people are on mobile, okay? So they're scrolling through. Can they read it in 3 swipes and have already gotten some value? All right. So I'll share this document with you as well, and you can go through it. There's a ton of stuff here. You can read through it at your own pace. If you've got any questions, reach out to me and I'll help you. I hope you found this useful. Talk soon.